Hello and welcome everybody to RCW Strike Zone on a special Wednesday edition, live from San Francisco, California. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our last episode of Strike Zone before we go on break for a good month and a half. And we will be back on January the 22nd for our next pay-per-view, Clash of Ages, which will feature stars from wrestling's past colliding with the present and the future. We also have been told that there are a group of superstars backstage for tonight's show. But we're going to be starting off here with the fallout of Winter's Wrath, with Kevin Owens taking a loss to Shinsuke Nakamura in what is considered to be his re-debut after a countout last week by Kevin Owens, and then Rusev taking a loss to Apollo Crews in Cruz's debut match here in RCW. So they're going to settle it here in a tag team match, Kevin Owens and Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Apollo Crews. Hello again, everybody. My name is Tuba Splat, and I'm going to be your host on color commentary for this episode of Strike Zone, the last one of the 2016 calendar year before the month and a half break. Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura in one-on-one action are tied at 1 apiece. As I said earlier, moments ago, Shinsuke Nakamura got his retribution on Kevin Owens in a Falls Count Anywhere match this past Sunday at Winter's Wrath. But Kevin Owens got the beat on Shinsuke earlier, the night before, in a countout. What may consider to be a huge disappointment of a debut, but for Kevin Owens, a win is a win. And Rusev's not too happy that he lost as well in a debut for Apollo Crews at Winter's Wrath. The former two-time United States champion, Rusev. As well, in our main event, we have Randy Orton going one-on-one with Finn Balor after a confrontation this past Sunday at Winter's Wrath. Randy Orton telling Finn Balor that he doesn't see Finn Balor and him going one-on-one in the future. Randy Orton believes that Finn Balor cannot handle Randy Orton. Finn Balor will later retaliate, especially with a microphone to the head. So that's happening later on. But right now, we got tag team action with two of the most recent signees to RCW, Apollo Crews and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to keep getting goosebumps week after week after week as long as we've got Shinsuke Nakamura here in RCW. The entrance gives me goosebumps every single time he walks in an arena. And here we go to kick off StrikeZone with tag team action. Kevin Owens immediately out of the gate with a neck breaker to Apollo Crews. All four of these men extremely athletic. Three of them are heavyweights, but they sure as hell move around the ring like cruiserweights. As well as later on tonight, we'll have six women tag team action. Springboard moonsault by Kevin Owens. We'll have a 6-woman Survivor Series style 6-man elimination tag team match. But the stipulation is, if there is one sole survivor from the winning team, or if there is multiple members of one team still standing, if there is one sole survivor, they will face their new RCW Women's Champion, Bayley. They will face Bayley sometime at our February pay-per-view, Hell on Earth. But if there are 2 sole survivors, or even 3 sole survivors, if it's a clean sweep, those members of that team will fight to become #1 contender for Bayley's RCW Women's Championship. As Nakamura had the Dragon Sleeper on Kevin Owens. All of our champions have taken the night off. None of our champions will be in action. Again, we crowned 2 new champions here in RCW at Winter's Wrath. Bayley, the new RCW Women's Champion, and Team Altitude, and Enzo and Cass as the new RCW Tag Team Champions, as it was their last attempt at the championships, but a lariat from Kevin Owens. Owens into the cover here. And Apollo Crews kicking out before 2. As Owens now makes the tag to Rusev. Now both of these men just laying down strikes on Apollo Crews. Crews with a lariat of his own. Irish whip into the corner. And a facebuster from Crews. Crews. Jackknife, power bomb, and another, and a third power bomb. Shades of Brock Lesnar's WWE debut back in 2002. And a swinging neckbreaker from Apollo Crews as he tags in Shinsuke. Looks like Rusev was going for some sort of slam, but Shinsuke counters it. Rusev with a suplex. The legs of Shinsuke just catching the referee a little bit. And Shinsuke sweeping the legs of Rusev. Now raining down strikes. Backdrop. Shinsuke with a right hand. Oh, we've seen this before on Sunday. The inverted suplex from Shinsuke. Rusev wisely tagging in Kevin Owens, who might be the fresher man in this whole scenario. But it was Shinsuke Nakamura who picked up a win over Kevin Owens on Sunday. So maybe Kevin doesn't want to be in there. Shinsuke is looking to put Kevin Owens away. Shinsuke Kinshasa. Shinsuke into the cover to put this tag match away. And Rusev barely breaking it up. Shinsuke sending Owens all across the ring from one corner to the other. Following a knee and then an all-you power bomb. Or a corner bomb. And then a tag into Cruz. But Cruz electing to go in the cover. And Kevin Owens kicking out before the count of 2. Kevin Owens, the former WWE Universal Champion. The only man in this tag team match to hold a world championship, at least in the WWE. Shinsuke Nakamura, a 2-time NXT champion. Tag made to Shinsuke. And Enziguri to the head of Kevin Owens as Shinsuke goes into the cover. And they put Kevin Owens away with the Enziguri tag team maneuver. Double team maneuver, excuse me. And another win for Apollo Crews and Shinsuke Nakamura. And there was the Kinshasa. But surprisingly enough, that is not what put Kevin Owens away. We'll see here in the next replay. It was instead, I mean, still, don't get me wrong, it was still a hard kick. But it was a double team. Enziguri right there. Right to the temple of Kevin Owens' head and knocked him straight out for the pinfall. And Shinsuke and Apollo Crews pick up the win. As we're now going to hear from Sasha Banks, possibly to address any kind of legend that's in the back. Or even maybe to address her position here in RCW, since she's not seeming to be in the spotlight very often. Being overlooked by Nikki Bella, Charlotte, Alexa, Asuka. Sasha Banks kind of taking the back burner here in RCW. You know, when I was a little girl, growing up in Boston, I was a huge wrestling fan, and I still am even to this day. There are a lot of legends in the back, but there's only one that I want to have a match with. Maybe we can all convince her to have one more match. So Lita, let's get out here and have one more great match. You and me right here, right now. Lita, Sasha Banks wants to have one more match. And she wants Lita. She wants Lita to come out of retirement and have one more match. Sasha Banks taking aim at our next pay-per-view, Clash of Ages. You know, Sasha, I've watched you grow up into the beautiful woman that you've become today. Ever since you stepped foot down into NXT, I knew that you were something special. Ever since I've been watching you since I was a little girl, I always knew that you were some sort of special here back in the WWE. I want you here in RCW to face me in one more match. Knowing the great champion that you are, Sasha, I think I'll gladly accept your offer. Well, thanks, champ. We'll see you there at Clash of Ages. Sasha and Lita. Lita with a quick shot. Lita she doesn't want to wait till Clash of Ages. She wants to get this started now with Sasha Banks. Lita, the veteran, she wants to get an early shot on Sasha Banks before they have their match at Clash of Ages. These two are brawling it out here at ringside. Come on, we need to get security out here. Come on. Lita doesn't even have a contract yet. Come on, we need security out here. We need to get some order. Come on. Come on. What is this? We need to get security out here. Detail. Come on. We need to split these two up. I'm now being told that security and referees are gingerly making their way down here. Then again, Lita trying to get an early strike on Sasha, knowing what Sasha's become in her time in WWE. But girls, this isn't WWE, this is RCW. As we move on to some tag team action here. Now that order's being restored to ringside, the former RCW Tag Team Champions, Team Altitude, will face the Ascension coming up next. I'm being told right now that the papers are now being drawn for Sasha and Lita at Clash of Ages. Late January, the 22nd. This is the former RCW Tag Team Champions. Get ready for action. I think Enzo and Cass are honestly lucky that they're not here tonight. Otherwise, Team Altitude would have something to say about it. Team Altitude being the inaugural RCW Tag Team Champions. So Team Altitude have a little bit of a roadblock ahead of them, considering that in their latest match here in RCW, the Ascension knocked off the New Day, inserting them into the Tag Team Championship picture, but was later defeated by Enzo and Cass for their opportunity back at Thanks for Nothing. The Ascension continuing to try to make their way to the top of the division. If they get a win over the former Tag Team Champions, they certainly will have put themselves on the top of the mountain in the Tag Team division. We saw the debut on Sunday of Team Altitude's new finishing maneuver, the airdrop, as Connor and Ryder started off here. Test of strength, collar and elbow tie-up, excuse me. With Connor pushing Ryder into his corner. Ryder with a jumping facebuster. And an elbow. Ryder immediately going to the top rope here. Not sure what he was exactly planning, but did not execute it. Ryder springboard moonsault. As Connor was starting to roll out of the way, but he caught a little bit of that moonsault. Ryder now chopping the legs of Connor. Then Connor with a shin breaker to Zack Ryder. Clubbing double axe handle to the back of Zack Ryder as he tags in Victor. Ryder needs to make a tag to Neville here. Missile drop kick. Excuse me, just a standing drop kick from Ryder. I think Ryder's is hitting anything that moves at this point after losing the Tag Team Championships. Leg drop by Ryder. And Connor with a smart move, getting ahead of Zack Ryder. As this match is spilled to the outside. Backbreaker by Victor. Zack Ryder. There's a crowd here in San Francisco is getting behind Team Altitude. Jenny, let's go Ryder. Ryder, back body drop. As the ref said the count of 5. This match needs to get back inside the ring here rather quickly. And Ryder's back in, and then so is Victor. An elbow from Ryder. The lariat. Ryder needs to make a tag to Neville. Neville's fresh. Ryder top rope with a splash. Ryder, he's looking for the broski boot to Victor. Ryder now into the cover on Victor. And Victor kicking out at 2.5. Ryder was looking for the DDT, but Victor with a knee, with a kitchen sink knee. Fireman's carry into the gutbuster. As Connor and Victor are tagging in frequently, Ryder needs to make a tag to Neville, and soon. Neville's been in this match. He's been in this match for the entire time. Again, as the crowd is getting behind Ryder, swinging neck breaker from Ryder. Ryder's just imagining that Connor is big Cass, losing the championships. Ryder busting out of the corner with right forearms. But Connor putting a stop to it with a power bomb, or rather a modified Razor's Edge. And Connor working the knees of Ryder. Ryder needs to make a tag here immediately to Neville. Ryder can be in deep, deep trouble here. He's not even made an attempt to tag in Neville. And then Connor with a running elbow. And Connor with a headbutt. And another headbutt. Ascension playing it smart, keeping Ryder isolated from his corner. But again, Ryder not going in to tag in Neville. Ryder wants to do this on his own with a flapjack by Connor. Oh no. Don't, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ryder, get out of there, Ryder. The fall of man. Victor into the cover. As Neville breaks it up. Neville finally getting in one way or another in this tag team match. Saving his partner, Ryder. Victor, top rope, elbow, miss. Ryder looking for some swift kicks to the back. Ryder's looking for the Rough Rider. Come on, Ryder, tag in Neville. He hit the Rough Rider, but didn't go for a pin. Ryder starting to build momentum with the double knees. Then the missile drop kick. Following a forearm smash into the corner. Ryder might have been looking for another broski boot, but Victor busting out of it. STO from Connor. Excuse me, from Victor. Another double axe handle. Ryder tagging your damn partner, Neville. Come on. He's now the Ascension's looking for a double team maneuver. And Victor with a slam. As Connor's the legal man. Ryder with the Dragon Screw takeover. You see the welts developing on Ryder's chest as he finally tags in Neville. Neville finally legally in this match. Neville springboard 450 splash. Neville into the cover on Connor. And Connor kicks out at 2. Neville with an elbow. Neville, standing shooting star press. And a back body drop by Connor. Neville into the ropes and another back body drop. And Connor laying down elbows to the collarbone of Neville. Connor is a one-man wrecking crew in this tag team match as he looks to tag in. Possibly tag in Connor or Victor again, but apparently not. Another slam from Connor and another elbow. This match has been all ascension. As now Neville sends Connor into the corner, Irish whip. A kick to the back and then a... I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here in San Francisco. As Connor goes into the cover on Neville, and Neville kicking out before the count of 2. Again, this match has been all Neville sunset flip into the pin. And Neville almost squeaked out a victory over the Ascension. This match has been all Ascension so far. Another corkscrew. Standing corkscrew from Neville. As Neville sends Connor into the corner. Oh boy, we're gonna see it. Air drop. Ryder into the cover. As Neville takes out Victor and Team Altitude are finally back on the same page and pick up the win. Ryder had so much pent-up aggression from Winter's Wrath that he took more of the front of the attack during the Ascension, or from the Ascension. But finally, Team Altitude got on the same page. Enough, even after the fall of man. You just saw right there. Then there was the airdrop from the inaugural champions. From the former inaugural champions. You see Neville is taking out Victor. As Ryder went into the cover and they pick up a win. As now Team Altitude are eager for a rematch against the new champion, the current champions, Enzo and Cass. And now we're going to hear from Samoa Joe. Joe believing that he was in the title picture after knocking off Chris Jericho The night after, thanks for nothing. And then Joe would later face, the next week, we would face Bray Wyatt, who would then become #1 contender. Joe was absolutely decimated and dominated by Bray Wyatt, as Wyatt has normally done here in RCW. Wyatt just dominating everybody, except for one man, the current RCW heavyweight champion. I think it's pretty obvious by now that I'm a monster, and monsters need to feed. Monsters like to eat people, but there is only one man that I need to feed to be dominant and assert myself here in RCW. And that man is John Cena. So Cena, get on out here, because it's feeding time. Now wait a minute. Samoa Joe is calling out the 15-time world champion, John Cena. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one night a year here on RCW StrikeZone where wrestling's past and present. More of the past meet the present and the future. But Samoa Joe is calling out John Cena. The 15-time world champion, one short of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, is here in RCW. You know, Joe, it's been a while since I last saw you here. Since the two of us have been in a wrestling ring. I believe last time that I saw you were rocking some blonde hair. What the hell was that all about? You got jokes, Cena. You got jokes. But you know what's not a joke? The fact that I am better than you and that I will beat you at Clash of Champions. Clash of Ages. You think so? Well, during the entire time that you were down south, I've been here all over the world, all over the country, winning championships 15 times to be exact. You know, it's not all about championships, Cena. If I seem to recall, you seem to earn and drop more championships than I can ever count, but who needs to say numbers don't matter over dominance? If you want to talk about dominance, we can do this right here, right now, if you really want to, Joe. You know, I couldn't agree more. But unfortunately, I don't have any kind of match tonight. So, if it's okay with you, and I'm sure it is because people step all over you, that I'm just going to walk on out of here and enjoy the rest of my night in this crap hole of a city, San Francisco. Joe and Cena standing off here. So I'm assuming right now that John Cena and Samoa Joe, they're going to go at it at Clash of Ages. Again, all sorts of stars from the past are colliding with the future and the present. As we now move on to more action here on the StrikeZone, we got Baron Corbin taking on Hideo Itami. Hideo Itami not been able to get out of the blocks ever since splitting with Kane. But Baron Corbin continuing to try and make a name for himself as he once was in the World Championship picture at the start of RCW. And Baron Corbin might be looking to make a statement out of Hideo Itami here tonight. Baron Corbin, the lone wolf who loves to fight, the former Golden Gloves boxing champion. And here comes another man who's not afraid of a good fight, Hideo Itami. Again, Hideo Itami not been able to get out of the blocks here in RCW ever since teaming with Kane. I mean, those two didn't work as a great cohesive unit either, as a tag team. But ever since they split, and when Kane said that Hideo Itami was the problem, why that they couldn't win, they couldn't win any matches as a tag team. Kane would let her go on and destroy Hideo Itami. And ever since now, they're in singles action. I believe this might be Hideo Itami's, after feuding with Kane, this might be Hideo's first match separated from Kane. And here we go with some singles action. Collar and elbow tie up. Corbin pushing Hideo into the corner. A test of strength here. Corbin with the height and possibly more likely even the weight advantage over Hideo Itami as he sends Hideo over the top rope. And now this match is spilled on the outside. Baron Corbin sending Hideo into the barricade, and he's just unloading with those right hands. That boxing background into Hideo Itami. Hideo with a roundhouse kick right to the temple of Baron Corbin. As now these two are at a count of 5. And Corbin with a back body drop. Hideo with a face buster. I don't think these guys even care about getting back in the ring. They just want to fight it out here at ringside. More roundhouse kicks. Belly to belly. Hideo, arm drag. Oh my God. Hideo Itami just picked up a win over Baron Corbin by getting him counted out here. Oh my God. Hideo Itami pulling a fast one on Baron Corbin And you have to imagine, you have to believe Baron Corbin is livid after what just transpired here. Oh my God. Baron Corbin might have even been a little disoriented, not enough to answer the 10 count after a series of roundhouse kicks from Hideo. Baron Corbin not be a happy man after that. Looks like we're going to also hear from Scott Dawson here momentarily. I'm out here to represent the Revival. I have to be the only one out here because my partner, Dash Wilder, he doesn't want to step even foot in this disgusting city of San Francisco. I mean, look at that plume cloud of pollution outside. That thing is disgusting. But you know our motto, no flips, just kicks. We like to have a good time beating people up. Beating people to death. But you know, there's only one tag team that we would love to have a match against. So Dudley boys, get out here, right now. Oh boy. I don't think Scott Dawson knows what he just got himself into. Scott Dawson just calling out the Dudleys. The Dudley Boys, one of the most decorated teams in professional wrestling. Former WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, Ring of Honor, IWGP. Excuse me, not Ring of Honor, but former IWGP Tag Team Champions. The 16-time Tag Team Champions. You know, Dawson, I think you're lucky that Devon is also not here. So it's just going to be you and me right here in this ring right now. Lucky? I can beat the two of you with both arms tied behind my back. You guys aren't tag team legends. You're tag team has-beens. Tag team has-beens, and why have we become one of the more decorated tag teams in professional wrestling all over the world? Answer me that, Dawson. I don't know about answering that question, but I'd rather ask you one instead. Me and Dash versus you and Devon at Clash of Ages. Your motto is this: no flips, just kicks. Well, we got a motto too. And I believe it has to do something with delivering tables. Break the tables. Blood is sicker than tables. So I guess in layman's terms, since you just dodged the question, that is a yes. It will be the Revival taking on the Dudley Boys. And deep, Bubba Ray with a low kick. Bubba Ray not afraid to go a little south of the border here. Delivering a low blow to Scott Dawson. Now Dawson taking it to Bubba Ray with a DDT. Flares are just rising. Temperatures are rising here in RCW. Egos are being tested. Again, we have a whole lineup of legends from the past colliding here with the future in the present of professional wrestling. And now Bubba Ray now getting some hits on Scott Dawson. So I believe that now we're going to get it. Bubba Ray, the Dudley Boys versus the Revival at Clash of Ages. Both teams have similar fighting styles, except the Dudleys like to go to the top rope sometimes. Bubba getting the last hit on Scott Dawson before their match at Clash of Ages. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is to determine at least some of the contenders for Bayley's RCW Women's Championship. The way that this stipulation is going to go is whichever team wins. Excuse me, let me try to reiterate this a bit. If there is one sole survivor from one of these teams, they will go on to face Bayley at Hell on Earth for the RCW Women's Championship. However, if there are more than one sole survivor from one of these teams, the members of those teams will go and face against each other to become the determined number one contender. And here we see the former RCW Women's Champion, Nikki Bella, who lost her championship to Bayley this past Sunday at Winter's Wrath. It was a hell of a matchup. Bayley sure as hell brought the fight this past Sunday to Nikki Bella enough to win the championship. And here comes RCW's resident steampunk, straight fire Becky Lynch. As the teams are Nikki, Becky, and Naomi tagging against Charlotte, Paige, and Alexa Bliss. And here comes the woman who proclaimed herself as the Queen of RCW a number of weeks ago. saying she's going to make a statement of the entire women's roster here in RCW. She has done so to Naomi in the last couple of weeks. But in my opinion, in order to be the queen, you have to hold the crown, and currently that crown is being held by Bayley, the new RCW Women's Champion. And here comes another lady that wants to make a statement out of the women's division as well. Paige been on a verbal assault against the entire women's division here in RCW. First saying that she doesn't need the RCW universe to get behind her. And then she would later on say that everyone else in the women's division is beneath her. And here comes another lady who's been on a roll as of late. RCW's 5-foot Spitfire, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss back at Thanks for Nothing in the last woman standing match would beat Asuka in what was a huge upset, inserting her into the championship picture. Alexa Bliss and her tag team partner Paige went at it with Bayley in a triple threat match to determine the #1 contender at then Nikki Bella's RCW Women's Championship at Winter's Wrath, and Bayley would end up winning the triple threat to now become the new and current Women's Champion. But considering that Alexa Bliss has done what few have done, which is beat Asuka, especially in a match where Asuka is not very unfamiliar with, or is very, rather unfamiliar with, which is the last woman standing match. And Asuka is familiar with just singles action, but nonetheless, here we go again. If there are there's one sole survivor in this Survivor Series style women's match, that sole survivor will face Bayley for the Women's Championship at Hell on Earth in February. But if there are more than if there are one more survivors from the winning team, those team members will go one-on-one later to determine #1 contender. Nikki Bella. Thought he was going to go for the electric chair, but went for a face buster instead. Nikki Bella, the former women's champion, as Alexa Bliss was just cutting off Nikki. And Nikki with a modified surfboard stretch here on Charlotte. And Charlotte getting out of it. And Charlotte, neck breaker, swinging neck breaker. Now Charlotte with the right hand. Now Charlotte pins at least Nikki Bella, at least in my opinion, then she would definitely be continuing to stake her claim as the queen of RCW. Charlotte, missile dropkick, just out of the way. Nikki makes it out of it. Charlotte with those long legs, got a pair of head scissors on Nikki Bella. As Becky Lynch is sent into the top turnbuckle, and Nikki Bella's thrown over the top rope. Naomi and Charlotte kind of rekindle what happened a few weeks ago when these two went at it in one-on-one action. Now Nikki and Naomi face planting Charlotte onto the thin padding on the outside. Because now both Naomi and Nikki are just unloading on Charlotte. As the ref is now at a count of 4. Need to get this match back inside the ring. Otherwise, both women are eliminated out of this 6-man elimination match. They will not face Bayley for the Women's Championship at Hell on Earth. As now Charlotte is sent repeatedly into the steel steps. Maybe it's a tag. Maybe it's a double team maneuver to get Charlotte out of this match. We're gonna count at 9. Charlotte's back in, and a 10 count. And Nikki Bella has been eliminated. Nikki Bella is out of the Women's Championship picture. We're now being told that Nikki will receive an official one-on-one match against Bayley before Hell on Earth for the Women's Championship, now that Nikki has been eliminated out of this Survivor Series Styles women match. But then whoever comes out of this match will have an interesting champion. We may have changed champions by the time we find a #1 contender. As Nikki Bella continues to stand on the outside at ringside. Let's possibly see who's going to be #1 contender, as Alexa Bliss with a sit-out facebuster to Becky Lynch. Now Becky Lynch with a modified surfboard stretch on Alexa Bliss. Naomi with head scissors. And Becky, an exploder suplex. Or the Bexploder. Side Russian leg sweep from Becky. Is now Paige. Don't forget that Paige and Becky and Charlotte, they were all former tag team partners together, as Becky goes for the Bexploder, part of Team PCB. After Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte broke out of NXT onto the main roster of WWE, as Becky's got Alexa Bliss in the disarmer, but the referee is distracted. And Charlotte breaking it up. And Becky with a DDT to Charlotte. Charlotte was looking like she was going to go for a suplex to Becky Lynch, the former SmackDown Live Women's Champion, going against the 3-time WWE Women's Champion. And the final WWE Divas Champion until it was retired at WrestleMania 32. And I'm not sure. I believe that, okay, now Paige and Becky are the legal women in this matchup, but yet Charlotte and Bliss continue to stay inside the ring as Charlotte finally gets on the apron, and so does Bliss. But now Becky tags in Naomi. Naomi and Paige have a history together, fighting over the WWE Divas Championship back at Money in the Bank a couple of years ago. Naomi with a facebuster on Paige. Again, this is all Survivor Series styles to find out the #1 contender, if there is a sole survivor for Bayley's RCW Women's Championship. However, if there's more than one sole survivor from the winning team, those partners will face each other later on after our hiatus in January. Paige. Suplex to Naomi. So right now it looks like it's not in the favor of Naomi and Becky. And now Bliss is tagged in. Bliss has got a hold on a nerve pinch on Naomi, and Becky breaks it up. There's now Bliss and Becky. The history between these two women over the SmackDown Women's Championship are spilling it out in the ring right now. But Naomi has finally returned her attention to Bliss. As Bliss with an elbow out of the corner. And another elbow. Fireman's carry. Goes Bliss by Naomi. Bliss and Naomi going at it here. Backbreaker from Naomi. Naomi going for the pin on Bliss. And Bliss kicking out before 2. And Naomi with a drop kick to the back of the head of Bliss. She tags back in. Becky Lynch. The straight fire. Becky Lynch as Becky goes into the cover. And again, Bliss kicking out before the count of 2. And just after 1. Bliss with an arm drag. Now a slap to the face. Bliss with the double knees to Becky Lynch. As Bliss is trying to get the crowd behind her here in San Francisco. She goes to the top rope, but Becky is crawling to Naomi. And Bliss puts a stop to it. With Becky firing back on all cylinders with a drop kick. To Alexa Bliss. Becky with a drop kick. Or leg drop, excuse me. And another leg drop. Irish whip into the corner, no pun intended. Now Becky sending Alexa Bliss to the other side of the ring. She's going for a forearm, but Bliss, well aware, and ducks underneath it. Then a sharp DDT from Alexa Bliss. As Bliss goes to the top rope looking for Twisted Bliss. And goes into the cover. And Alexa Bliss just pinned Becky Lynch. So far it is going to be a complete sweep for Paige, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss. If Naomi wants to face Bayley for the Women's Championship, she'll have to dig way down deep to eliminate all 3 other women on the other side of the ring. As Bliss tags in Paige. And Bliss finally gets back out on the apron. Naomi with a DDT. And Paige with a dragon screw takedown. Now Paige into the cover. I'm not sure why Bliss and Charlotte have to be out there. But there's nobody else on the other side of the ring. Hard elbow from Paige to Naomi. Northern Lights suplex by Paige. As Paige goes to the middle rope. Double axe handle to Naomi. And Paige going for the Paige turner to Naomi, into the cover, and Naomi just surviving off the Paige turner. Oh boy. Paige. Paige and Charlotte and Bliss broke up the Rampage. Possibly Charlotte did most of the damage, but Charlotte possibly trying to thwart Paige. DDT. Possibly to thwart Paige to becoming #1 contender. And Paige with a face buster on Naomi. Looks like Paige is going for a backbreaker, but Naomi with a pair of head scissors. With a beautiful counter. Naomi running in Zaguri. Again, this is Survivor Series style matchup with the sole survivor going to face Bayley for the Women's Championship at Hell on Earth. Then in order for Naomi to become that sole survivor, she has to eliminate Paige, Charlotte, and Bliss. Sit down face buster from Naomi. But if Paige can beat Naomi here, then Paige, rear view, then Paige, Bliss, and Charlotte would face off against each other to be #1 contender as Naomi goes into the cover and Paige kicking out at 2.5. Naomi running double axe and off the ropes. Give a little extra bit of speed and momentum. Paige might have been looking for a face buster, but Naomi punched her in the abdomen. Now Paige with a face buster. Swing over, neck breaker. Now Paige ended the cover. And Naomi just surviving again. Soccer ball kick from Paige. As Paige tags in Bliss. Now Bliss into the cover. And Naomi surviving again. The crowd here on their fate in this women's tag team elimination match. As Naomi is still surviving in this matchup. Rear view from out of nowhere. Naomi ended the cover on Bliss. And Naomi pins Bliss. Naomi is still alive. Crucifix takedown by Charlotte. End of the head scissors on Naomi. Is Naomi going to tap out here? Or is she even going to pass out? No, Naomi rolling up, sneaking out the back door. Charlotte setting up Naomi on the top rope. What's Charlotte looking for here? A back body drop from the top rope, affecting both women. Again, if Naomi can survive, she will face Bayley for the #1 contendership against Bayley, whoever may be the champion. As Naomi goes again into the cover on Charlotte, after Charlotte failed to hit a spear. Again, Nick was confirmed as this match was just getting started. Nikki will get her one-on-one rematch. Running neck breaker. Nikki will get her one-on-one rematch against Bayley before Hell on Earth when we return from a month-and-a-half hiatus. High knee from Charlotte. So whoever wins this match It is Naomi, but she can survive Charlotte and Paige. Northern Light suplex into the bridge. Naomi looking to eliminate Charlotte, and Charlotte staying alive. If Naomi can survive, she will face either Nikki or Bayley at Hell on Earth for the Women's Championship. But if Charlotte and Paige win, double split moonsault. But if Paige and Charlotte survive this matchup, then those two will go one-on-one to determine the #1 contendership for the Women's Championship. As Naomi was going for the rear view, but Charlotte ducked underneath it. Naomi head scissors into the cover. And Charlotte immediately kicks out. Charlotte knows the dangers that she's in right now. To possibly become #1 contender. And now Naomi working the legs of Charlotte. One of those are her most important tools for the figure 4 into the figure 8. Naomi calling Charlotte to get up into the head scissors or Hurricane Rana. Now Naomi rakes the eyes, trying to get any kind of damage in that she can get. Irish whip. Charlotte into the corner. Charlotte with a DDT. They're going to make Naomi like an extra exclamation point. Charlotte. She's got the figure 4. She's going to turn it into the figure 8. There she does it. Figure 8. Now Paige enters the ring. If Naomi can survive, and Naomi taps out. Wait a minute, Paige. Crucifix takeover. What the hell's going on here? Wait a minute. For some reason the ref didn't immediately end the match, and Paige got a crucifix takedown on Charlotte. Paige already wanted to stake a claim to Charlotte to say that I'm going to be #1 contender. What the hell's going on here? Nevertheless, it's going to be Charlotte and Paige going on one-on-one once we return from hiatus to determine the #1 contender for whether it will be Bayley or Nikki's RCW Women's Championship at Hell on Earth in February. Naomi gave it all that she had to try and survive, but the figure 8 was too much, and Naomi had to tap out to the figure 8. As we already saw in the closing moments of the match, Paige would sneak in a crucifix takedown or hit a crucifix on Charlotte. So Paige possibly to get a little bit ahead of Charlotte. As we're now going to hear from Dean Ambrose, who said that he's willing to start from the bottom again to work his way up after taking a loss from Luke Harper a number of weeks ago in the main event of StrikeZone. I don't know if you guys necessarily know that I am called the Lunatic Fringe. But I'm sorry to say that's not just a nickname. That's a lifestyle for me. Scratch and claw at every opportunity I can get. And to get to what I would need to get what I want. Some people call me lunatic. If my history is correct, there was also another man that they called a lunatic. Hell, they even called him a psycho. They called him a monster. So Psycho Sid, get on down here to figure out who is the true lunatic of professional wrestling. Oh boy. We know that Dean Ambrose has faced monsters in the past. Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar. But I don't believe that Dean Ambrose is ready for this. Ambrose calling out Psycho Sid. You know, I don't think you quite understand the meaning of psycho. I think psychos are more dangerous than lunatics. I kind of beg to differ, Sid. I believe lunatics are more dangerous than psychos. I mean, we're put in a padded room for a reason. But anyway, let's just say that we're one and the same. You are a lunatic fringe. I'm a psycho. We need to settle this once and for all. Who is the true lunatic of professional wrestling? I'm willing to bet based on those shorts that you're the psycho because, you know, I look perfectly sane even though the way I perform in the ring, I'm a real loony. Whatever. Nonetheless, you will go at it at Clash of Ages to find out who is the real lunatic. Well, I know in order to get what I have earned here in professional wrestling, I had to pull out the stops and be a little loony here and there. I didn't have to be a psycho to even beat anybody. I'm a monster. And that's all that matters, little man. Yo, this little man's gonna beat your ass at Clash of Ages. But I think you need to get in a little more shape there, pal. So let's fight in a street fight at Clash of Ages. Oh boy. So now Dean Ambrose and Psycho Sid are going to have a backstage brawl or a street fight at Clash of Ages in January. Unsuccessful from his championship opportunity at Winter's Wrath, Luke Harper is going to go one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler. Which Ziggler might be also looking to get in the Twitch Championship picture as well. After qualifying initially for the Fatal 4-Way match back at the Autumn Rumble, he went against Randy Orton, who Randy would end up becoming the victor. And go into the Fatal 4-Way, but I think Dolph might have even dodged the bullet, even though you couldn't tell by the way he was looking after his fight with Randy Orton at the Autumn Rumble kickoff back a couple of months ago. But again, Luke Harper's just been riding on a train of momentum that's just not stopping. Luke Harper would defeat Ambrose a number of weeks ago in the main event of StrikeZone. And Harper would win a Battle Royal a couple of weeks ago to become #1 contender for Cesaro's Twitch TV Championship. But Harper not successful in winning the championship. Maybe looking at Dolph Ziggler to beat the living hell out of for losing the match on Sunday. These men have had had matches in their history together over the Intercontinental Championship, as well as immediately out of the gate, head scissors from Luke Harper, as well as Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, at least Bad News Barrett, and I'm not sure if I'm correct that Kevin Owens was also part of that scramble for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, Harper pinching the nerve on the collarbone of Dolph Ziggler, but Ziggler already out of it. High knee from Ziggler, looking for the super kick. Was just out of range, and an uppercut from Harper. Again, Luke Harper just riding a train of momentum that's not going to stop. As Ziggler goes into the cover. Harper kicks out before the count of 1. Luke Harper is a big, clunky individual. But he's scarier than hell when you see him fly all the way across the ring and even do a suicide dive here and there. I've seen it. It's scarier than hell. That a big man like that with a belly-to-belly can move as quick as he can. All the Wyatts are scarier than hell individuals, but as far as what they can do inside the ring, I think Harper is the scariest. Not only can he club a discus clothesline to knock your head off, Ziggler elbow. Not only can Harper hit a clothesline hard enough to knock your damn head off, yeah, as I said, he could fly around the ring, which is also a scary sight to see. These men both going at it right now. Trading back and forth, and Ziggler sends Harper over the top rope. Dolph Ziggler was also a part of that battle royal for the #1 contendership. He was the last person standing with Harper, and Harper eliminated him out of the battle royal. Ziggler with a swing over DDT on the outside on the thin padding. And Harper with a double leg takedown with Dolph Ziggler. Now face buster from Ziggler. And a high elbow. As the ref was counting to 3. Ziggler probably looking for a count-out victory over Harper. Ziggler's trying to get the crowd here behind him here in San Fran. Harper, German suplex from the middle rope. Ziggler was taking too much time pandering to the crowd. Harper, Northern Lights suplex. Or excuse me, rather inverted. Double arm trap, whatever the hell. Harper looking for more blows. Ziggler countering. And Harper again. The side Russian leg sweep taking over Dolph Ziggler. There's the right hand into the face buster. There's a crowd here in San Fran's behind Dolph, but Harper into the cover. Ziggler kicking out at 2. Oh boy. Luke Harper's looking for that discus clothesline. There's the kitchen sink into the clothesline. Shades of even Jim the Anvil. Harper into the cover on Ziggler. And Luke Harper, again, absolutely dominant here in RCW. Luke Harper has just pinned 2 world champions. My God, Luke Harper. I don't think anybody can stop Luke Harper except for Cesaro, but I think Cesaro's lucky that Harper didn't hit him with that discus clothesline, and his championship reign as TV champion be all over. There it is again, that discus clothesline. Saves a Jim the Anvil. Luke Harper. Start a tally, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Harper has just beaten 2 world champions. Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. As we're now going to hear from Seth Rollins, who's also in the Twitch TV Championship picture. Seth Rollins. Saying that he deserves to be in the World Championship picture instead. Some may disagree with me, but I already consider myself one of the greatest of all time. I mean, hell, did you see how I beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? I know, I understand that there's a hell of a lot of people in the back. Legends from wrestling's past. I guess in order to beat the man, in order to be the man, you gotta beat the man. But Ric Flair's not here tonight, so that only leaves for one other guy. That's right. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, get out here right now. Now wait a minute. Oh my God. Seth Rollins is calling out the Brahma Bull. And The Rock can't believe what he just heard. The Rock is here in RCW. Seth Rollins calling out The Rock. Now listen here, Justin Bieber. You already calling yourself one of the greatest of all time? Kid, you got a hell of a lot yet to go to become a greatest of all time. Did you see my cash in at WrestleMania? Oh no, of course you didn't. You were too busy in Hollywood making another Fast and the Furious movie. What is this, the 22nd one that you've made so far? I don't know what you mean by Dwayne Johnson, but The Rock is here, right now in San Francisco. But I'll tell you what, the people's champion will do you a favor and issue you a challenge at Clash of Ages in January. Well, I don't know about Dwayne, but sure. I guess I will accept your challenge at Clash of Ages. Good for you, jabroni. Now do something about that weird streak in your hair. You're freaking me out, man. Wow, what do you mean, Dwayne? This is my trademark. Come on. I'm Seth freaking Rollins. But I'm sure me and the millions all over the world disagree with you, Justin Bieber. If you're going to keep calling me Justin Bieber, it's time to put up or shut up, Dwayne. No, you know what? Forget it. Forget the whole damn thing. Forget that we're going to have a match at Clash of Ages. You know what? I've had enough of you right now. I don't want to see you for the rest of the night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we have much of a difference to the likes of Rollins that he is going to face The Rock at Clash of Ages. As we now step back in to some more tag team action. The New Day, the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history, they would go against American Alpha. We haven't seen either of these teams in quite a while, but they're back. American Alpha, the former NXT Tag Team Champions. Obviously one of the most entertaining teams to watch. Both men extremely athletic. I believe both teams are trying to rise the ranks in the tag team division here with a win.
All WWE Universe, don't you dare be sour. Clap for the greatest thing going and feel the power.
And here come the two-time and longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions. The New Day were once in the hunt for the RCW Tag Team Championships when we first opened our doors in a beat the clock challenge style. held a time of 7 minutes. Then Team Altitude, who would eventually go on to defeat Hideo Itami and Kane to go immediately to the finals of the tag team tournament. The New Day trying to get back in the step of things here in the tag team division as they go against American Alpha. I believe Xavier's got Francesca 2.0. Or Francesca 2. And it looks like Kofi and Big E are going to be in through the Freebird rule for the New Day. As Kofi opens up with a gutbuster to Chad Gable. Chad Gable with a high knee. And Xavier on the outside with Francesca trying to get the crowd behind them here in San Fran. These two teams have mutual respect with each other. I'm afraid they're not going to pull out all the stops. Do anything they can to pick up a win, to rise the ranks of the tag team division, since Altitude and Enzo and Cass have been dominating the tag team division. Chad Gable with a shoulder tackle to Kofi Kingston. As we saw earlier on for our tag teams, at Clash of Ages in the end of January, the Revival will be going against the Dudley Boys. As well as at Clash of Ages, we will see Sasha Banks. Here come the two muscles of the teams. Sasha Banks take on Lita. And Dean Ambrose will take on Psycho Sid. Seth Rollins and The Rock. Powerbomb by Big E. And we also see Samoa Joe take on John Cena at Clash of Ages. Again, Clash of Ages will be on January the 22nd when we come back from a month-and-a-half hiatus. There's New Day taking it to American Alpha. Big E, Gutbuster. As he tags in Kofi Kingston. And a Spinebuster from Big E. Kofi on the apron. Springboard senton. There's the crowd here in San Fran behind the New Day, chanting New Day rocks. And Jason tags in Gable. And Jason getting a right hand in before he goes back on the apron. And Chad Gable will take down to Kofi Kingston. And Kofi saying anything you can do, I can do better with a DDT. Kofi double axe handle missed. And Chad Gable looked like he was going for a bit of a monkey flip there. An uppercut from Kofi. Again, all of our champions have the night off. Chris Jericho, the RCW heavyweight champion. Enzo and Cass, the newly crowned tag team champions after this past Sunday. Bayley, the newly crowned women's champion after this past Sunday. As Chad Gable goes into the cover on Kofi Kingston. And our RCW Twitch TV champion, Cesaro. All have the night off. A head scissors and a series of elbows to Kofi Kingston's head. Courtesy of Chad Gable. Gable. Suplex into an armbar. Look at Northern Lights suplex into an armbar. Chad Gable with that amazing amateur wrestling background, competing in the Olympics, gone silver for the U.S. Tag made to Jason Jordan. Oh boy, we're going to see it already. Great amplitude into the bridge. The referee distracted with what's going on here. Ref, what the hell? Count, you damn it. Jason Jordan in the cover on Kofi, and Kofi kicking out at 1. I don't know where the hell they find these damn refs. Cover right in front of the damn ref, and the ref ain't even friggin' counting. What the hell's going on? Kofi Kingston with a suplex. Ishinoku driver. Kofi, boom drop. As Kofi now just stares down to Jason Jordan, trying to figure out what he's going to do to this young man. Kofi setting up with a tornado DDT. Sending Jason into Big E. But here we go. The Midnight Owl. Big E into the cover. And Chad Gable breaking up the pin. Saving Jason Jordan. Not only do these teams have great chemistry inside the ring, they're best friends out of it. Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, similar backgrounds, amateur wrestling. Chad Gable competing again in the Olympics. Gone silver with a belly to belly. Where we seen it from? Chad Gable. An armbar of sorts. Oh man, he's got the arm and he's got an arm and a leg trapped. Combination of an arm and a leg bar on Big E. And an elbow from Chad Gable to Big E as Chad goes into the cover. And Big E kicking out before 2. Head scissors on Big E. Big E, the bigger power lifter, sneaking out the back door. Those head scissors. Big E with a gut buster, backbreaker. He makes a tag to Kofi. Double team maneuver from here from the New Day with a series of chops. Light up the chest of Chad Gable. Gable sent over the top rope. And Kofi likes to tag Big E back in. Gable, Irish whip. Big E into the corner, sets him up top. Chad Gable. The back body drop from the top rope. Affecting both the backs. Both men. Big E with a double leg takedown. Big E into the cover on Chad Gable. Gable kicking out at 2. Big E so strong and dominant. Big E, belly to belly. Now Xavier is pounding on the apron. In the crowd ready for the New Day Rocks chant. Big E, the big ending. the former Intercontinental Champion, into the cover on Chad Gable. And Gable surviving the big ending. That's right. In case if anybody forgot, Big E, the former Intercontinental Champion in his own right. Chad Gable, Northern Light into an armbar. Big E, a former Intercontinental Champion. Same with his partner, Kofi. Kofi, a former Intercontinental Champion on multiple occasions, as well as United States and Tag Team Champion. World Tag Team Champion, to be specific, with CM Punk. And Air Boom with Evan Bourne. Big E with a right forearm. Another takedown from Chad Gable into the cover. Xavier Woods, I guess by Freebird rule, he is a tag team champion. By the Freebird rule, as Chad tags in Jason, and Jason likes to go into the cover. As Chad's right there to stop Kofi Kingston. As the ref is starting to count out Kofi. Big E, belly to belly. And now Big E is looking to send Jason Jordan to the big ending. Big E into the cover. Chad stirring on the apron. And the New Day pick up a win over American Alpha. Chad Gable unable to go in and break up the pin. And from Jason Jordan, had the wind knocked out of him. Especially since Chad Gable had a big ending before Jason. But here we see the Grand Amplitude, American Alpha, but the ref, for whatever reason, this referee decided to not go for the pin, even though it's blatantly obvious, but he's too distracted with Chad Gable and Big E on the other side of the ring. You see right there. He was obviously down for a 3 count. And then there's the Midnight Owl to Jason Jordan. And then another big ending. Jason Jordan to seal a win for the New Day. As the New Day are trying to get back in the groove of things here in RCW. As we're now going to hear from Bray Wyatt, possibly addressing not regaining the RCW Heavyweight Championship for a second time. Or, well, for the first time since losing it to Chris Jericho back at Thanks for Nothing in the tables match. You all know, I would hope at this point, that I am a monster. A monster that needs to feed on the beings and the powers of others. But no more. You see, I have a new target. A new target that happens to be backstage right now. So Bill Goldberg, if you hear me, follow the buzzards and make your way down to this ring right now. Now wait a minute. Bray Wyatt. We know Bray Wyatt has faced The Undertaker in the past, but Bray Wyatt's calling out the man who was undefeated 173-0 in WCW. The man who defeated Brock Lesnar in a minute 25 at Survivor Series. Bray Wyatt calling out Bill Goldberg. What the hell? You see, Bray, while I may have been out of the wrestling world for some time now, I've still kept my eyes on the network and watching you. But Bill, I have done the same. Watched all your tapes in WCW and WWE, but I want your power. Just like I fought to get The Undertaker and Kane's power, I come to seek yours. The power that led you to be undefeated in WCW. The only power I had in WCW was the power to beat my opponents in a quick matter of time because they couldn't stand against me. I want your power right here, right now, Goldberg. But I'm afraid I'm not ready to face you. Well, you know what, Bray? That's a little too bad because management has given me a match with you at Clash of Ages. Bill. I'm afraid that I'm not next. And Goldberg taking it to Bray Wyatt. Bill Goldberg. Takedown from Bray Wyatt, but Bill Goldberg called out by Bray Wyatt. Wyatt saying that he wants his powers that led him to an undefeated streak of 173 in WCW. Maybe Bray Wyatt wants to use that power of Goldberg's to recapture the RCW Heavyweight Championship. As Goldberg with a super kick to Bray Wyatt. Bray, you're next. As Bill immediately got his hands on Bray. Oh my God. So now this is also confirmed that Bray Wyatt and Goldberg will go at it at Clash of Ages. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event. Randy Orton versus Finn Balor. These two had a confrontation at Winter's Wrath this past Sunday, which led to Finn Balor attacking Randy Orton after Randy saying that I don't see myself in the future going against you. Finn Balor wouldn't take too lightly to that. It is now leading to this match here in our main event to close out StrikeZone for the 2016 calendar year. And the final episode of in 2016 for RCW StrikeZone. Finn Balor returning a couple of weeks ago. And he's doing it in a great fashion. Finn Balor knocking off Sheamus, which was going to help build some momentum for AJ against Sheamus this past Sunday at Winners Round, but Sheamus would get the win over AJ. But nonetheless, a great return match for Finn Balor to knock off the former 3 or 4-time world champion Sheamus. But now Finn Balor has his eyes set on the 14-time world champion Randy Orton. Finn Balor, the longest reigning NXT champion, the former WWE Universal Champion. Finn was also included into the World Heavyweight Championship picture here in RCW. But it was a quick win for Bray Wyatt to go to the finals against Kevin Owens at the Autumn Rumble for the Heavyweight Championship. Otherwise, Finn took a bit of a backseat, but since he's returned, he's defeated Sheamus. Now he's looking to defeat Randy Orton here tonight in our main event. And here we go, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, first time ever. Collar and elbow tie up. Now test of strength as Finn Balor takes down Randy. Randy looking for a suplex to Finn. Finn Balor, crucifix takedown. And immediately, Finn's got the Dragon Sleeper on Randy Orton. Randy slithering out as he did the same out of the ring. Randy needs to regroup. Can't believe that Finn's gotten to him already this early. And Randy with a high knee, then a right hand. Randy working the legs of Finn, knowing the coup de grace is his finishing blow. He's the most powerful tool in Finn's arsenal. We're refs now at a count of 6. God, we don't see another count out. facebuster from Randy. The refs at a count of 8. Count of 9. Finn's back in. And Randy Orton didn't get back in the ring in time. He sent Finn back in, but not himself. Randy doesn't want any piece of Finn. Randy did all that he wanted to Finn Balor on the outside. Well, nevertheless, the fact of the matter, no matter that Randy got himself counted out, possibly intentionally. Randy said he didn't want any part of Finn Balor, but he did, but he got himself intentionally counted out to throw Finn back in the ring. Boy, 2017 is going to be an interesting year here in RCW. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to close out our show. This is the final show of 2016 here for RCW StrikeZone. Again, we will be live Sunday, January 22nd for RCW's Clash of Ages, where the past meet the present and the future. We will see you then. Have a great break.